We're now joined by Dr. Emmanuel Navon. He is an international relations lecturer at Tel Aviv University and senior fellow at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security. He joins us live from Tel Aviv now. Thank you very much, Dr. Navon, for joining us here on NewsX World and for taking the time. Israel has dismissed Hamas's proposal as quote-unquote more spin while intensifying operations in Gaza City. Do you think this risks undercutting the possibility of a ceasefire and even one that could save hostages?
Well, the purpose is not a ceasefire. The purpose is victory. And what Hamas is offering is not Israel's victory. Hamas wants to stay in power. Hamas doesn't want to lay down its arms. And Hamas wants Israel to completely withdraw from the Gaza Strip. This is not acceptable for Israel. Israel is fighting this war to make sure that the threat of October 7 can never repeat itself again. And that means that Hamas has to immediately release all our hostages, lay down its arms, the leadership has to leave the Gaza Strip, and Israel has to be in military control of that territory in the months and the years to come. What Hamas is offering, as I said, is not Israel's victory, and Israel will not end the war before total victory.
Dr. Navon, Hamas accepted a 60-day ceasefire weeks ago now, including hostage exchange provisions, which Israel has yet to respond to. Could rejecting that deal be seen as rejecting diplomacy, and how do you think that is going to fees for long-term in this war?
Regarding the long term, obviously we will have to plan the future of the Gaza Strip together with our partners. But before the long term is the short and midterm. And that is, as I said, the fact that Hamas is still in control of parts of the Gaza Strip, that it still prevents the distribution of humanitarian aid provided by Israel, that it terrorizes the civilian population, that it threatens civilians not to move from combat areas. And therefore, in the short term, before diplomacy, we need, as I said before, military victory. Diplomacy, the purpose of diplomacy is to ensure stability and peace among actors in a region. But before you have that, you need victory. This is exactly what happened after World War II. First, you had total victory, and then you had diplomacy and peace.
Yes, and finally, Dr. Navon, we all see the images coming out of Gaza with the international community, many of Israel's traditional allies horrified by this situation on the ground, including President Donald Trump, who's released statements about that. With tens of thousands of children displaced and widespread destruction in Gaza, how does Israel justify the human cost of, quote, flattening a city, which the defense minister has claimed that he's going to do unless these conditions are met, when non-military alternatives have been offered in regard to this 60-day ceasefire deal?
You know, we are marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. I invite you to look at the pictures of German and Japanese cities in 1945. How do we justify it? We have been attacked by a jihadist and genocidal movement that intends to destroy the state of Israel in coordination with Iran. That's how we justify it. We are defending ourselves. And yes, war is cruel. It entails destruction. We did not choose that war. It was imposed on us. This war has to be won. Obviously, the pictures are horrible, but the ultimate responsibility for this tragedy is Hamas. It is Hamas that started this war with Iran. It is Hamas that committed these atrocities on October 7, and now Israel has to defend itself. War is cruel. It entails destruction and death. That is a tragedy. But at the end of the day, Israel is justified to defend itself, and it will defend itself, and it will do so until total victory. We are aware of the cost in the meantime, but we will fight and continue this war until victory, no matter what.
Dr. Emmanuel Navon, thank you very much for joining us.